Is it recording?
Yes.
Thank you. Record on this computer. Let me see if it is recording on the computer or not. Because sometimes I doubt which button I did. I click on it. If I click on a wrong button, it won't record. Documents. Zoom. Yeah, these are all the recording. Today recording, yeah, started. Good. All right. I'll take it off. Okay. So very interesting. You all know. So if it is not interesting, let me know also, right? All right. So the main program here I wrote down is here. So if I put 2, the program will crash. So what did we say? When exception happens, nothing else will execute. Okay, nothing will execute. The program is going to crash till the end. It's going to only thing will be executed is a catch. If you put this exception, if the code in a try block. So I didn't put this in a try block. If you put this in a try block, then it's only thing will execute is catch block. So because this instruction here, right, is n equal to 2, the code I'm going to make is going to be outside your try block. Okay. I'm going to make the code outside the try block. That is going to be crashing. It'll crash. So if n equal to 2, I'm going to throw an exception. So that means exception actually happened. So because this instruction is not in a try block, so the catch block will not really execute. Nothing else is executed, including finally, is not going to be executed. So it's going to crash. Okay, if you put 2, it's going to crash. Yeah, crashed. Okay, I created the exception outside my try block. So it crashed, nothing else executed. So this function call and all that didn't happen. Okay, so it went to the end of it and finish. All right. So if you put a 5, for example, so it's going to create an exception, my exception. Of course, earlier also I created the test exception. Okay, this exception is created by me. Okay, so that's what you're running the exception. All right. So if you want to throw arithmetic exception instead, you can throw arithmetic exception. I say Control C. You always have to experiment, as you wish. Control V. You know why it's showing is unreachable? Because it's unconditional. That's why. Okay, so if it is 2, the exception is going to be thrown. You understand, right? You put a comment like // from that place onward till the end of it, end of the line is a comment. You know that, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So because there are 2 types of commenting, which is a // till the end of the line from the place where it is, So R, like a C type of commenting, right? The commenting, C type, / star and //. And Java doc is /**. Another type of commenting in Java only. You can create Java doc with it. See here, I created arithmetic exception instead of my own exception. But exception outside the try block. So which is going to be, so which is going to be, crashing, right? Crashing. So if I put a 5 here, so it is not 2. So it won't really create the exception. So it gets into the body. So it will print this. He will go to F1. Okay. F1 is calling F2. He'll print this and call F2. And he'll say F2 started and then try to execute this. And F3 is going to say I'm started. So everybody saying I'm started. So now if A equal to 5, I'm throwing an exception. But this exception which is thrown is inside a try block here. But the function call here is also in a try block. You see what I mean? So even though exception is created in the other place, if it is already handled, it doesn't come here for handling like an exception. It will become a normal code. So it's not an exception anymore if you handle it before. Because here, look at it. He's throwing an exception, but handling it. Okay? Grandfather will catch all of them. Okay? So if you want to be writing down in an order, right? So you can write down, okay, test exception or arithmetic exception. You can catch them as you wish. So you don't need to write the grandfather all the time. Okay? So input value, whichever value I gave. So if you see, for example, this is the try block. The end of the try block is here. This is the catch block. The end of the catch block is here. So if an exception happens, that will be caught by him. And he will say Tala caught exception. But he's rethrowing it. When you rethrow, nothing else will be executed again. Okay, with a catch, except a catch. So you take out, don't rethrow it. If you rethrow it, it becomes exception again. And then this one is not inside a try block. So you're throwing it. So, this try block doesn't apply to this. This try block doesn't apply to this code. You can put a try block inside a catch block if you wish. Hello, did you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You put a try block inside a catch block.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Anna. So, you can put a try block inside your catch block, but if you do that, maybe rethrowing purpose is, what is it actually? What are you trying to do? I want to do something here and something else somewhere else. I gave some examples also, like practical examples yesterday, right? When you're walking on the road or something like that, I was saying, someone is injured and you took care of him and then you call the doctor. So like a rethrowing it. So you are rethrowing the exception to someone else to actually do something else. All right, whatever it is, there is a reason for everything. If you rethrow it, then this won't execute. So because exception is already handled, I'm not really exception is finished now. So this will print, and he came back here, this will print. Okay. And the F3, right? Called this print, this will print. So this will print. And comes back to here. So no more exception because it was already handled. So it will print. Nothing to catch. Nothing to catch. Finally will always print. Okay. And this will print. Okay. So finally will always print whether you have exception or you don't have exception. See here. Started. So Tala card exception, input value, and then ended. Try block ended. Okay. And then what? In main, finally, you see what I mean? In main, finally, statement and execution complete. So this doesn't get executed. In main, arithmetic doesn't get executed because that's not an exception. Our test exception, which was actually was thrown a test exception. Yeah, test exception, right? Tala card exception. Okay, that was the message which I printed. Usually you print the exception message which was thrown. Okay, and what? Try block ended. See the try block ended. This is the one. So these things are not printed because the catch is not applicable anymore unless you rethrow it. So let me see here, new exception. 5, you're throwing test exception. Hello, I'm your exception. That's what the message is. Okay. So, and when you got the throw message, so you're actually catching, okay, E the one, right? Okay. I'll print Control C, Control V, E.msg or something you can do. E the object. Okay, object reference. So if you run this, for example, you should say toString should print, right? Of that E. You see? toString is printing, I am your exception. So that's what, hello, I'm your exception. That's what the message was. Did I write that exception? My exception is, hello, I'm your exception. That's what the message I gave when I'm raising the exception. You understand me? This is a constructor. I gave a message to him. And then, the toString, okay, is going to print that I'm your exception. The toString is a super duper object toString, right? String is, very standard, the type is string. So very standard. So that's why he prints properly. Okay, otherwise he will print the reference. Input value, ended. Suppose you rethrow. So after you finish your work, you rethrow. Nothing else will be executed except the catch again. So remember, so where is the try block corresponding to this throw? So is it in a try block? Yes or no? Yes, it is. How, sir? Right now here it is not, but where is it? Whoever calls this function has a try block. So every line in this function is in that try block. in that try block. Right now, this line, even though there is no try block inside here, there is a try block outside here, outside to this. This is a function 3, F3. F3 is called by F2. F2 is called by F1. F1 is in the main inside a try block. So that means that F1, F2, F3 all are in this try block. If anything happens there, it will come here and this will catch. You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm rethrowing it. So which means that it's going to come here and this will catch. I'm printing in main the get message instead of writing down like EX. You can just write down EX and it'll print like a 2-string. Here is get message. I'm printing the message. I'm getting the message that I actually gave it, and then I'm adding a little bit more in main, and then I'm going to so let me explain again what happens. If you rethrow, or you create an exception which is not handled inside here, whether you rethrow or you generate an exception here, doesn't matter, both are same. Okay, so which means that is unhandled. So this will not get executed. This will not be executed. So it will not say F3 ended. It will not say F2 ended. It will not say F1 ended. You only call, but not end. And now it comes back here. Okay, because exception happened, this will not run either. It will not say. Any line you put it here will not be executed. So inside the try block, the minute exception happens, the lines inside the block here will not be executed. You want to skip them. So you put the lines here, that should be skipped. So you try block ended will not be executed. This will not be executed. And then the matching catch will get executed. Matching catch is this one. Arithmetic exception. Finally statement. So the matching catch is this one, is only will be executed. Yes, it will be executed. This won't be executed. And finally will be executed because you actually caught it. And in main execution completed successfully will also get executed. Let's see it. So ended will not be there anymore. See, like I started. Okay. Try block started. The very beginning try block started. That's normal. Here, let me show you where it is. So this is the main. So the try block started. That is executed. Okay. And the F1 is called. So F1 called, F2 called, F3 called. Is all calling one after another. You have seen that. And Talla caught the exception. This line here. Okay. So what is it, sir? We actually, created an exception, right? Isn't it? If it is 5, so if you go to F3, so he's creating an exception. He's creating an exception. But this exception is inside a try block. So that means locally handled. This is locally handled. But you're rethrowing it. Because locally handled, what is it actually? You throw this exception. That is caught here. So Talla caught the exception executed. And he also printed it. And rethrow it. So the minute you rethrow, this will not be executed. This will not be executed. Nothing else will be executed except the catch if this exception is thrown inside a try block. Is it thrown inside a try block? Yes. Why? Because F3, right, is called by F2. Is called by what?
F1.
F1. Excellent. Thank you. So F1 is called by main. F1 is called, main is calling the F1. So inside the try block. So that means he will not get execute this. Okay. And the matching catch will be executed. That's it. Remember I told you that, okay, should I keep anything here? Yes or no? Technically it is better to write this way. You understand me? Why? Am I not throwing a test exception? Yes. Arithmetic exception? Yes or no? You know why? Technically speaking, okay, I say that, right? Okay, so let me show you here. If you throw an exception, you handle the exception. You don't need to put a throws class. This is the throws class. I'm writing down on the top of it a throws class. I would technically put here like that, and not like this. Tell me why not like this? Why like this? Tell me why. That's a better way of writing. If you put like this, it's not a mistake. It's okay. Okay. Let me ask you one question. You don't have a dog, but you put a dog sign in front of your door. Is it a mistake? No,
Oh,
it's not a mistake. You kept a sign which is useless, but the thing is that it will help you, okay, to deter any thief entering in your home. He will worry about it. So it is the same thing. If you put the throws class, people will worry about it. But really, is it really generating arithmetic exception? Yes or no? Tell me.
yes.
And no. It is not generating arithmetic exception. You know why? Okay. This is generating an arithmetic exception inside a try block that is handled properly. So when you call this, oh, I'm rethrowing the same. Yeah, you're right, sir. Steve, you're right. So, if I don't rethrow it, if I don't rethrow it, okay, if I don't rethrow it, all right. So that means nothing else is going out. If you create an arithmetic exception, it's not going out. If you create a test exception, it's not going out either. Do you agree with me? Hello? In both are actually handled inside here. So that means I should not be putting any throws class. I should not put any throws class. Hello? You understand me? Yes or no? Why? Because whoever is calling this, okay, this one is not supposed to write, try block handling. But when dog outside, so you worry about it. So you take care of it. You take enough precaution. So when you write, okay, when you write like that, okay, it means that it is only throwing test exception. That means it's a possibility that a test exception is thrown. I'm going to change this code to such a way that it will happen. There are two things. I can throw outside the try block. If I throw this exception outside my try block, then you have it. This is generating the exception. Okay. If I write down inside, but I'm rethrowing it, then also it is. You understand me? If you are rethrowing it, it is like generating an exception. Test exception. Test exception, Talakat exception, test Talakat exception. Okay. I'm printing the message also, but I'm rethrowing it. Okay. In this case only, I'm rethrowing it. So arithmetic exception, I'm not rethrowing it. I can write down arithmetic. Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception. I'm not rethrowing it. I'm not rethrowing it. So the grandfather doesn't execute in our case here. Why? Because arithmetic exception is going to catch arithmetic exception. The test exception is going to be called the test exception. Okay. Only case of test exception will be rethrown. Arithmetic exception is not rethrown. So it's not rethrown, which means that there is no more exception. So if I write like this, so it is technically you should put throws class, okay, only for the test exception, not the. So you should put only throws class test exception, because test exception is rethrown. In a nutshell, is it going out with an exception? That's what the thing is. If it is going out with an exception, that's what the exception, you should put it on the throws class. If it is not going outside without any exception, you should not put any exception there. But throws class is like a warning. Whether you keep or you don't keep, it really doesn't matter. Even though you don't keep any of these throws class, it's perfectly fine code. Only that whoever is using this method doesn't know this is going to raise an exception. That means he may not handle exception. So you are invoking him to write a wrong code. So because you won't read all your code. He doesn't need to read your code to use your function. In a big project, right? Entire program is not written by you. The entire program is written by a set of people. There are 10 people who work together. And in the workplace, like Sita, right? Sita, I was working, 20 people, 20 of us are working on the same project. So piece is done by somebody, piece is done by somebody, okay? So like that. Sometimes a program is 10,000 lines program. A program can be as big as that much. You understand me? So programs are not just, simple. It will be very complex. People can't read other people's program unless it is a job. It's basically a job. When you are actually working on, you do your job, not other people's job. So you won't even read. I don't read somebody's code unless there is a reason. Why do I read when I don't need to? It is not a novel or something. Even novels I don't read. That's my story. But I can't read novels. I can watch movies, but not novels. Movie is faster. Novel takes on. Okay. ICC, SIT, COM2, COE and 244. This is a C++ course. Templates are generics. So this is a code I wrote sometime long ago. Let me open with a notepad. This is a C program. It is not a complete program. It won't have main. Okay. Open with, right? Open with notepad. Otherwise, the compiler will open. See, this is a module, not just a program. Okay, it's a network layer, X25 network layer. Okay, the functionality is very simple. So some exceptions, program error, a lot of errors are documented. Invalid packet size, invalid timer, invalid blah blah, invalid, so many things, invalid, program errors, invalid link list, link index or something. So many, all these are files which are written by me also, some of them, not all of them, but this is btex.h, which is operating system. Btex is the operating system, which we wrote down ourselves. So some of these other ones I wrote down myself. This is my files, which are data definitions. hl.h is a data definition. All variables which are related to this higher layer is written down here. All message statuses are written down here. So I forgot a thing. Okay, and X25 type of messages are written down here. Some global data structures, definitions define some constants. I'm defining constants. Instead of writing down the constant, constants. So I'm writing down at the compiler level. You can write down at the inside the regular code some constants, but you can also define constants at the level of preprocessor. There are two things. One is a preprocessor, another is a compiler. Compiler comes after the preprocessor. So preprocessor can give you constants too. That means you really don't need to. The advantage of there are advantages of preprocessors. You can use when you are invoking the compiler, you will be able to define these or control them. You can control these ones at the preprocessor level. All the commands that are with hash here are preprocessor commands. So defining all this and data structures. So remember we were doing a linked list in all the here we have linked list. So the data structure, look at it, so big data structure, right? You keep on making it bigger and bigger. So word means an integer. I wrote down word, which means I redefined word. I didn't redefine the long, I think. Only integer I redefined. I redefined as, so it's equivalent to writing down integer. But there's a little difference. The difference is the regular integer you have is a signed integer. This one is unsigned integer. So all 32 bits are the number. So there's no negative number. Static byte. All right. See that? Keep on going, keep on going. See how big a program is it? Keep on going. You didn't even come to the 10% level. It's almost 10,000 line code. Or even probably more, I don't know. See? That's a code. So there's no main. In this one, you will not find any main. So it's not easy to read somebody's code. And again, and you can call a function of somebody else code. Here, this program calls so many other functions which are not written here. They're external to this module, written by somebody else. That happens. So that's why you have to write down the throws class is very important to write. Even though even if you don't write, it's not a mistake, but writing down will improve the code. Okay, let's go back again, put the right throws class. Okay. Right now, arithmetic exception is not rethrown. So that means I don't need to put arithmetic exception on the top of it because it will not go out of thing with arithmetic exception. Okay. All right. Suppose I didn't put this one inside a try block. I put take off. I take off. Okay, I took off all of it. You understand me? I took off all of it. But did I raise an exception? Yeah, I did. This code is going to be executed now. You need to put both of them in the throws class. Is it clearly understood that what I'm trying to explain you? You should put both of them in the throws class. What does that mean, throws class? This function may throw, okay, either this exception or that exception. This is the throws class, like a warning sign. So whoever is calling should handle these exceptions. Okay, so when you come here, it'll say I'm started. When you come here, if it is a 5, what? If it is 5, it throws the exception. And it is not inside a try block here. Inside this method, it's not a try block. So nothing else will be executed. This will not get executed. This will not get executed. He's looking for the try block, catch block. So which means that this will not get executed. 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 But this F1 is calling, F2 is calling, F3. So exception is right there. It came back here. Now you are in business now. Was it a test exception? Yeah. So you will handle it. Is it an arithmetic exception? No. Okay. Finally, yeah. Because you already handled it. You understand me? So, and then this is yes, that is yes. It'll print. Okay. So let us see it. It'll happen. You ask me, right? See? F1 started, F2 started, F3 started, test exception caught. Where is it caught? In the main, it is caught. Okay. Test exception caught. In main, hello, I'm your exception. This is the line. Okay. Hello, I am your exception. Even if you just write down, you don't need to write get message. You just write down EX. It'll be toString will be printed. So right now, get message is getting you the message and you are printing it yourself. You know, you can also invoke the toString to, I did it, I think already, right? I already did it once. If you write down EX like this, you're asking the reference to be printed there, toString will get executed. And it's going to be toString, so it's really writes exactly the same output. Okay, it's exactly the same output. toString in main, toString. So if you want the get message, you will only print this. So toString is printing the name of the the object, which is the the name of the class, and then the string. That's a toString for him. Name of the class, and then the exception. Okay. All right. Anybody has any question about it?
Sir, I had a question.
Go ahead.
Is correct to say to handle an exception, I can use or try catch block or throw methods? Is correct to say that?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, to handle an exception.
Yeah.
Can I use it try catch block or
Yeah.
method throw method?
No, basically, Diana, exceptions,
Diana.
some exception. You are Diana, right? No?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So Diana, so exception can happen anywhere in your program. You may not throw the exception. It may happen by the system. System can throw the exception also, right?
Okay.
So if system throws exception, you are not throwing the exception. So whether you throw the exception or system throw the exception, you wish to handle as you need. For example, in my case here, so I wrote the exception here. I throw the exception to generate it, but I did not handle here. Should I handle here? If you handle here, then you will continue execution. Right now, it did not continue execution because you throw the exception, this code will not get executed. But you want this to be executed, you need to handle it here. If you handle it here, then that will get executed. You are the boss. You are writing down the logic.
Okay.
You are the judge. Should you continue? Or you know what? For example, something bad happened when you're going, and then you may take care of it right there, or you come back to home and then take care of it.
Okay.
If, for example, you go into school, and you know what? Somebody drove riding a car, and there was rain, and rain, that water fell on your clothes. It happens to us often, right?
Yes.
So when I'm walking to the school, then like some car went by beside me, and then there's some dirt water fell on my clothes. Then you have to decide: you want to go back and change your clothes, or you want to continue going there? Okay, I clean it up like this and then continue going. Or you go back and change your clothes. It's you decide.
Okay.
So I would really go and clean up and then keep going. That means you are handling the exception right there. Or you went back to home and you are handling the exception at home. It's like when coming back to the main is like going to home. And taking care of the exception right there is, you needed to continue. So I can't really answer because that's a situational and the requirements based, what you want to really do, right? So that's what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, no problem. Very good question. Thank you for asking. So now if I handle it right there, so it will not really go back. So what exception? Hello. Oh, I'm rethrowing it. So rethrowing is equivalent. Rethrowing is equivalent to, raising the exception, and I'm not handling it. So if it is an arithmetic exception, it will continue. It completely took care of it. So when is this exception going to happen? If the exception is neither test exception nor arithmetic exception, then this will catch everything. This is the catch for everything. Grandfather will catch everything. So even if I remove these two, still the grandfather will catch. But I want to rethrow only the test exception, not the arithmetic exception. Then you write like this. You don't need to write this if you don't want this. It's not a mistake. But if there is any other exception, these two guys will not catch. Okay? All right. Any other exception, it will not really catch. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can write another exception. Test exception. T equal to null. Even if I don't write null, it's going to be null. Okay. T dot Get message. See here, it's only warning. You understand me? So null pointer access via this at this location. You just notice it. Notice it. But still, so this null pointer exception, which is going to be raised, will not be caught by this, neither of them. So this is the throw, you are throwing this exception, this is throwing the exception. It's going to throw the exception here. So it's going to be null pointer exception. So you go back to the main, right, all the way. And main is only just doing not the exception handler. So, okay, test exception. Where is the test exception? Get exception, null is fine, right? Look at the exception. Oh, yeah, once the exception happens, nothing else will be executed, right? Isn't it? So even this one doesn't get executed. So that's why it did not get executed. When exception happens, nothing else will be executed in the try block. But you put outside the try block, obviously it will not. Okay, or before this you put here. Okay, if I put the before, so null pointer exception happens before anything. So once the exception happens, then nothing else will be executed inside the try block. And only catch will execute. Okay, so you have catch of the test exception, you have the catch of the arithmetic exception, you don't have a catch of the null pointer exception, which means that nothing else will be executed. This will not be executed. You will go to the main. And he is also not catching the null pointer exception. He doesn't have an exception either. So he's going to crash. You understand me? I'll show you again. Okay. And he did show you how it happened. Call stack also he gave you. It's not my code. It is the system gave you. I'll show you exactly what happened. This is the main program. We put in 5. So 5 is not 2. So goes here, it started. Try block started. It printed that. Try block started. Understand me, right? And you call F1, F1 called. He printed F1 called, F1 started. Okay, F2 started. F3 started. You understand me, right? F3 started. Where is my F3 started? Yeah, this one. So all of those 3 things are printed. No problem. So now we are throwing an exception. Where is my exception? F3 started. Yeah, inside the null here, inside the try block, I rose the exception here. The minute you understand me here, yes or no? Hello? This is the exception. Which one is generating exception? This is generating exception. Hello, you understand me? Yes or no? What is the T? Is a variable. What type of variable is it? Is a reference. Reference to what? Test exception. You understand me? It's a class which I wrote down myself. But I didn't create an exception. If I create an exception, it's not a problem. T.get message will print, no problem. You want me to show you? You write down new test exception. It's not a mistake anymore. If you write like that, okay, hello, haha. If you write like that, it's not a mistake anymore. So get message will get you the message, which is hello, haha, and you are not printing or doing anything with it. It will not even print it. If you want to print that, you put it in a it will print hello, haha. You understand me now? So no more exception. It's not a null pointer exception because you have a pointer properly, which is referenced properly. And it's going to generate 5 because A was 5. So you will throw an exception. And that exception is rethrown. So it will go to the main without executing anything. I'll take out this main, rethrowing it. So everything will normal. You catch the exception. So hello haha will be printed, right? You see? Hello haha, where is my hello haha? See hello haha. F3, F3, F1, F3, F3 started. Hello haha, test exception caught in the, caught here. So I created an exception and and I caught it here. Is it understood or not understood? Let me know. If I rethrow it, okay, your input value will be printed here. Look at the input value is printed. And F3 ended, F2 ended, F1 ended, try block ended. So we are not going out with an exception. So everything normal code anymore again. You understand me? Yes or no? I can stop explaining. I can stop explaining. Okay, this is the main. If you already handle the exception, this will print. If you did not handle the exception, this will not print. You understand me? So in main, and in a try block ended. Where is my try block ended? Yeah, try block ended. You understand me? Because you printed, because you handled it. Pardon? Hello? Question?
No, I said I understand.
You understand, right? Thank you. So, if you generated an exception, but you did not handle it, then it'll not print. The try block ended will not print. For example, I rethrow it. Or create a null pointer exception here. I didn't, so look at it. Everything cannot be tested by the, by the compiler. So if you write down null here, he doesn't know the T is null. He doesn't know the T is null. So he is going to, try the null pointer exception. Null pointer exception is not caught here. It's inside a try block, no problem. So it can be caught. If it is outside, only person who can catch is the if you put a null pointer exception, okay, it'll catch for sure. What was the exception? I forgot the null pointer exception. It is a pointer, null reference or null pointer? I don't remember. Yeah, null pointer. Why it is? Come on, guys. You shouldn't call pointer. You should call null reference exception. Okay, whatever it is. So null reference exception card. Okay, you don't need to. Okay, all right. You know what? Let him print again. Let him print what he's printing like a toString. So now it's going to the null pointer exception is going to happen before your exception. Where is it? Yeah, null pointer exception. But you handled it. You see here, I caught it. Null pointer exception is caught. You see here, null pointer, null reference exception caught. That's what I wrote down. Null reference exception caught, and I'm printing it here with the system toString null pointer exception cannot invoke exception. So it is a message which is generated by the system. So T is null. So he is even telling you your variable name, which caused that. So this line is coming from here. Okay. System gives good messages also. So after that, okay, so everything is normal. So everything normal. Suppose you put this one outside your try block. The story is different. Which means that the exception generation is not inside the try block, which means that the null pointer, the catch, the null pointer reference exception cannot catch it. Nothing can catch. Who can catch? So the F1, F3 is called by F2, is called by F1, is called by the main inside the F1 or F2 or F3 if they have a try catch block for calling F3. Like a nesting, right? They can catch. If they have either exception or null pointer. Right now, I don't have a null pointer exception. I don't. So it's going to crash. It comes up to here. So you'll say F1 printed, F1 started, F2 started, F3 started, and then crash. Why crash? So exception is null pointer exception. It is not inside a try block. So it is going to come back here, catch cannot work. So this cannot work, nothing works except a catch. If it was in a null try block, yeah. Is it in a try block? Yeah. Where is it in the try block? This is the main try block. This is where it is. So F1 is calling, F2 is calling F3, and F3 generated an exception which is not handled there, but it comes back here all the way, like a rewinding. Nothing else get executed. And it comes back here. And then when you come back here, he will not get executed because the exception is still on. And your test exception you're catching, arithmetic exception you're catching, and you don't have exception. So null pointer exception is not caught. Okay. So because F3, because F3 is inside your this try block indirectly, F1 is in this try block, but F1 is calling F2 and F2 is calling F3. So all of them are in this try block indirectly. So which means that finally will be executed. Finally will be executed. But exception is not handled yet. So this will not be executed. It will not say I'm successfully completed. But this one will get executed. So these guys will not be get executed. Okay? And this will not be executed. But exception is on. Okay? And the program crashes for null pointer exception. Crashes means the system will crash you. So you'll have red font messages, right? At the end of the program. See at the end here. The finally statement is executed. Okay? The last line is not executed. You understand me? Started. And then finally executed. Okay? Started, finally executed. Nothing else. If you want this is to be caught, and then you don't want this to be happening, and then null pointer, so put exception. Exception is grandfather, it will catch everything. You understand, right?
Yes.
Exception card. So now it's null pointer exception. Even though you say null exception card, it is still null pointer exception. So get message, it will be null pointer exception. So it'll catch. See here, cannot invoke test. So null pointer exception, get message. I got the get message here. So exception card. So when I get the get message, where is my get message? Cannot invoke test get test. Oh, I think where is it actually? Test exception. Yeah, test exception get message cannot invoke. He's saying that you cannot invoke because it's a null pointer exception. So you don't have that because T is null. It's very smart. Who is smart? It's not. This is not my code. The system gave me the message, which is for the get message. He's saying that, oh, my friend, this test is this one, the EX, right? It's an object, right? So what is the type of object? It's test exception, is it? So which means that get message cannot be executed with this because there is no get message in there. If you want toString, yeah, toString is always there. That calls you toString. You can also write down toString if you wish to toString. See here? So toString, where is my message? Oh yeah, there is no, it's null pointer, right? Yeah, my mistake, sorry. This is null pointer, so what do you want? So there's toString also doesn't work unless you have a message created properly, this is null pointer, sorry, my mistake, null pointer is null pointer. So you will get, this will be printed only if it is a proper object. We understand, right? Anyway, you handled it properly. So finally will be printed and the smooth ending will also be printed. Okay, I hope you understood it. So let me show one more thing. Okay, what is it actually? One more thing, sir. And before a break or something, right? So 10 for arithmetic exception. You already shown. I did already show you so many times arithmetic exception, even without 10. You put 10, then it will generate arithmetic exception. But arithmetic exception, where? And it was handled there? Yeah, I think it was handled there. Sure. Create arithmetic exception, which is handled right there. So let me take out this. I don't need this. I did show you how to generate, how system generates null, exceptions by himself. So Diana, okay? So
Thank you. Yes.
welcome, no problem. So now you have 10. If it is 10, for example, you'll throw arithmetic exception, and that is actually caught by him, no problem. So there's no more exception. So it'll print this one prints it, everything will become smooth, normal. So you'll say that arithmetic exception is caught. So input by arithmetic exception is caught. See, arithmetic exception is caught. And then everything becomes normal code. Because exception is handled. If exception is not handled, okay, for example, you put this one like this. So then your arithmetic exception will not be executed. The arithmetic. So it's not caught. So this will not be printed. It'll go back. So you know what? Throws class is always good to keep. Okay, this is only throws class. You're writing throws class. Even though it is not critical, you try to document this properly so that whoever is getting it, your program, he will take care of these exceptions. He is supposed to take care of those exceptions. That means that your program must be kept, and in a try block. Your function should be kept inside a try block, and that should be handled by him. So here, look at this arithmetic exception card is printed by main, not here. Is not here. So this code is not executed. So nothing else is printed. So say, look at input value is not printed. F300, F200 is not printed at all. So you go back to the main, and in the main you got the arithmetic exception. This is the one. Got executed. Obviously, because you did not handle it, so this cannot be executed. So because the exception happened here, it is not treated yet. So you're going to look for the catch block cell, and that catch block is this one. Okay. And get message, got the message, and fine, everything is done. So finally is executed. Yeah, I hope you understood it. No? Hello?
Yes, yes.
I think I can finish this topic for now at this point. I can finish unless you have questions. So go to the assertions now. Maybe I should give you a break now. So it is 9:55. So if I give you a half an hour break, 10:30, you come back at 10:30, is okay?
Yes.
So we'll get 10:30. So you have 30 minutes, 35, more than 30 minutes break. So which is good. And then you have come with energy. So you understood all of them, right? All these things are understood. Assertions, unwanted, any correct program correctness, avoid logic errors or any kind of errors. Assert and an assertion. So we'll do that. It's a Boolean expression. Look at this. Assertion is a Boolean expression which is evaluated. Okay, all right. So when you come back. All of you are back? Yes or no? I started recording.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve. So we got a good break, I hope. So we had enough time. We're going to stop, at 12 o'clock. So remind me, even before, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you, So let's continue doing our David is joining us. Anyone joined late, so need attendance or something? Let me read it. Anyone needs attendance? Okay, all right. So 23, some people dropped out. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Okay, we are looking at the assertions. Assertions are program validation, kind of program validation. So now this assertion can be connected to, to your, try catch block in a way because program is not correct. So you want to generate an exception. So error, so assertion error, you can actually say assertion error is a subclass of error. Remember at the very beginning, object, throwable, exception or error. An assertion error is a subclass of your error. See here, error. Lily joining. So we have here the, where is my pencil here? Okay, so this is exception and this is the error. So exception, error. So assertion error, see assertion error. You can have a subclass. So assertion error. You can write this here and attach to error. So whatever it is, assertion. You already know it now. Go into where the place is, assertions, assertion. So assertion is basically, okay, a Boolean expression, which is going to be evaluated. If it is false, generate generate assertion error. So if it generates an assertion error, you can put this in a try catch block and catch it, and then print whatever you want. You can handle it. It's about program correctness. The good thing about assertions is if you don't enable it, it is silent. The code you write down, assertion code, will be silent if you don't really enable it. You have to enable it through, run configuration. Assert is a Boolean expression. Okay. So the detailed message that you're writing down, it could be anything that you want to write down, or just print a message if you wish to. So assert, assertion is an expression. Okay. A condition or something. Boolean expression. Boolean expression. And if the expression is false, so the assertion statement is executed. And Java is evaluating the expression, which is a Boolean expression. And that becomes false. Then you generate an expression. It's going to be throwing. The system is automatically going to throw an assertion error. You don't need to do anything. System will throw it for you. Okay. And then you can put that in a try catch block and catch it. So assertion error is a subclass of the error. Okay, if assertion becomes false, the program displays a message on the console and exits. So an example here. So I put this example. This one, I want you to read it. Tell me if you understand or not. Okay. So can you tell me what is it actually? It's a class. You wrote down yourself. It's your class. It's a program. Is it a program? Yes or no? What is the name of the class?
Assertion demo.
Thank you. Yes. It's a class. Class is set of variables and methods. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
A class, any class is set of variables and set of methods. How many variables you have in this class? Nothing. How many methods you have in this class?
What, 2 variables?
One. No, you see that one. Steve, you're saying something. That's a method. So there are no instance variables here. There's only one method you have, that is main. So in a way, this is a kind of driver, nothing else. You strictly speaking, you're not really using any class. Okay, I'm not creating an object of other classes. So I'm not even creating an object of myself. So that's the reason why my method is static. Of course, main always have to be static. Why? Main is executed by the operating system. For you, when you try to execute assertion demo, it executes a main inside the assertion demo. So this is basically a Java file. Okay. And it has a for loop. Do you agree with me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
And it has 2 variables. So these are local variables inside the main, local to main. It's not instance variables. These are local to main. These are created on the stack when you actually execute. These 2 values are going to be allocated on the stack and then execute the for loop. Okay, let me ask you one question here. I equal to 0, I is less than 10. Can I be 10?
No.
No.
I is not supposed to be 10 inside. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So the body should not be executed. I is 10. You understand me? Body should not be executed. But I can, you know what? For your logic, okay? So I cannot be 10. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah. But what is the last value of I? When is the thing is going to stop? When I is 10, it is going to stop. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So if you print I here, so is it not going to be 10?
Yes.
Yeah, it will be 10. You understand me? So if sum, you know what, what is it doing here? This logic of this one, what is it doing? It is adding, like arithmetic sum, right? Is it not? 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus, okay, 3 plus 4. Am I right or no?
Yes.
So up to 9. Do you agree with me? You keep on going up to
Yes.
9. So you take this one, it's going to be 9, it's going to be this one, 8 plus 1 is 9. So it is basically 5 9s, right? Is it not? It's 45, is it not? What is the sum
Yeah.
of 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 up to 9? It's going to be 45. I'm not showing you the program, how it is computing it. I'm showing you I'm doing it manually. So let me show you in an Excel. So what we are trying to do. We'll try this program, okay? And to be able to think of assert will be executed only if you enable assertions. So if you write down 0 to 9 numbers, I want to write down 0 to, Excel, right? No? A bit of Excel?
No, not me.
Not really. So you should better learn Excel
Yes.
team. It's extremely important to learn Excel. You have a job, if you say that you don't know Excel in an interview, they won't give you a job. I can tell you for sure. Guarantee you. Okay. Probably, hope they will not ask you the question because you're going to a programmer. You may ask me, what is it going to do with me with the programming, sir? I don't need to learn program, Excel. You may say that. Yeah, you are right, but they won't give you a job. Don't ask me why. You can't fight with them not giving a job. Okay, so column. I clicked on the home button. I clicked on the metro sign here, and I selected a series in the column, and then step value is 1, stop value is 9. Okay, you understand me? So that's one way of getting your series of. Or 0 and 1 you write down. You select both of them and you pull them down. It should also get 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you write down 0 and put a formula here equal to the previous value plus 1, and you pull it down, is going to get you 9 numbers. Okay, this way of doing it, writing 2 numbers and pulling it down, or writing a formula and and pulling it down, are practical and is okay if you don't need to write too many numbers. If you need to write down a million number, for example, or 500,000 numbers here. So what are you going to do? You're going to write down, pull it like this? No, you will do the series for sure. So if you're doing a simulation, you should do this. Simulation. There are so many tools about simulation. Column. So step value is 1. You can even put 2, 3, 4 step, right? Okay, 0, 2, 4, like that. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Whatever step you put here is going to be there. So like 200,000 values I want. I have 200,000. You click OK here, is going to be 200,000 numbers I put. Control Shift down. Look at that 200,000, the last value. Control Shift up is going to go to the first value of that thing. Okay. So whatever it is, sir. Thank you. Okay, I'll just delete everything. So now you will sum them. It's 45. So the way in which I summed it, right? 0 and 0 plus 9, 0 plus 9, the last 2 is 9. So 1 plus 8 is another 9. So 2 plus 7 is another 9. Okay. 3 plus is 6 is another 9. 4 plus 5 is another 9. You have 5 9s, which is 45. Okay, whatever it is. So, okay. So you will have your sum to be 45. All right. Okay. So assert if I equal to 10 and assert if, okay, sum is greater than 10 and sum is less than or equal to, so, okay, all right. So can you tell me what is this? Can you tell me what is this? It's a Boolean expression, right? Isn't it? Condition. Conditional statement is a Boolean expression. Okay. So when is the assertion error is going to take place? When the expression is
False.
true, false. At this point of time, is it true or false? It is true.
True right now.
It is true. Why? Because when you come out of it here, so I equal to 10. So if it is not 10, then you will have an assertion error. Do you agree with me? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it's telling you. So it is greater than 10 and less than 45, isn't it? Not less than or equal to 45, less than, no, 50, sir.
That's 50.
50. Sorry, my mistake. So it is should be between greater than 10. Okay, your value, the result, right? The sum, the value of the sum should be, okay, greater than 10. All right, should be less than 50, not equal. So 45 is in between. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Hello. So there's no problem. So if it is not the case, then it will raise an error. You understand me? So that's what the question is. The thing is, so if you go to the run configuration, you have to enable assertion error, enable assertions, minus EA in the VM arguments. You have to enable assertions. Okay, this is Eclipse. So you will have a run configuration in NetBeans similar to it. So, and you have it is not automatically given to you. So you have to enable it. So I have an assertion demo. Okay, I'm going to show you. Am I recording? Yes or no? Did I continue recording after?
Yes.
Yes, the record thing is going on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now let's go back again because I don't want to miss it. All the recordings I posted already last two classes.
Yeah. So far you're up to date.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't intentionally post the last but one right away because that class, the day before class, I took too much time to write that small little, Mickey Mouse, method, which is just add, the entire class went on. So I should write that in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And technically I do. So come here now. Come here now. Okay, assertion demo. That's what you wanted here, right? Okay. Take out this. Okay, assertion demo here. So I put the same program here, right? Like assertion demo, as demo. Okay. Before running this program, set up the VM argument to minus VA. Otherwise, it won't really, assertion won't be enabled. You understand me? So actually, I improved this. I'll put this here. I'll show you exactly the same thing that PowerPoint slide is giving you. Exactly the same thing the PowerPoint slide is giving you. There like that. Okay. So now run. Run here. Look at it. 45 thread assertion demo. 45. What did I put it here? Okay, all right. I didn't write the same code, so let's see here. So this one, is it true or false? Come on, guys, just tell me.
It's true.
True.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. So it is true, but this one is not true because it 10 to, you see, it should be less than 10 to 40. I didn't put 50, 10 to 50. You should technically in the PowerPoint slide, it is like this.
Mhm.
Okay, is 50. So it will not generate any assertion error. It's normal code. You see what I mean? But before that, I enabled the exception, run configuration here, and I go to the arguments. I put minus EA here. See that here? Already
Is-
put minus EA.
Is that
If
case sensitive as well?
Pardon?
Is that case sensitive as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but which one on the
VM,
arguments
yeah.
you mean?
the minus EA.
Minus EA. That's outside the programming. So let me check it. Okay, I don't want to answer something which I don't try. Because EA. Okay, all right, EA you put.
Okay, so it is.
It is.
Okay.
Most of the time is lowercase. Not most of the time. The options are always like minus, unless it gives you in the document. And why would you put, everybody puts the same way, so options. Similar to the programming, like utilities you get, I wrote down during my career. I was very fortunate in a way. So I came to Canada as a diplomat. I'm given so many privileges, which you won't believe it. Come on, sir. What happened? Minus EA. I put caps lock. I take off my caps lock. Minus EA. My caps lock is not going out. Okay, let me put shift and then put EA. Yeah, it's working now. My caps lock is supposed to go away, right? Okay, all right. Sometimes it is like that. So sum equals to, 45. All right. So assertion. Okay. If I take out that minus EA, even though you have a, assertion error, it will not generate an assertion error. You understand me, right? Assertions only are enabled if you put that minus EA. So if I put 4 here, is 40. My sum is 45. So it's going to give you assertion error. This is the assertion. And a colon, you can put any message you want to really have. Any message you want to. The detailed message, that's a format. See here? So assertion is generated. Like an error, assertion error is generated. Sum is 45. The detailed message is printed. The detailed message I put in here is printed. Suppose if I put 11, for example, this one. So it is not 11. So the first one is going to kick in. Not the second one, but the first one, right? See here? Which one is kicked in? Can you tell me which one? Which one got only one? The minute you actually get an error or exception, what will happen? Program crashes. You're forcing it to crash. But in this case, that is going to crash. And you want this to be crashed. If you don't want this to be crashed, what will you do? Put that into try catch block. Because assertion is an error and you can handle the errors. If you want to handle the errors, you need to write a catch block. And you should put these statements in a try block, not just, you understand me? You should put in a try block. If you put that in a try block and catch it, it becomes a normal code. That's what I did here down below. You understand me? Hello? I'm going to demonstrate to you before. First, I will demonstrate. So right now, the assertion which is coming here is a 11 thing, not this one. You understand me? The sum is printed. And if you don't believe it, let's put a, high, high. High, high is going to be printed. Come on, sir. But caps lock is gone. I don't know why.
Not that there.
Maybe I should reboot my PC or, alt caps lock or control caps lock, control caps lock. H. Yeah, control caps lock worked. High, high. So it's going to be printing high, high. So because this is what is going to happen. So high, high is the one which is not printing sum is printing high, high now.
Yeah, because I is 10.
Yeah, I is 10. Where is my high, high? So high, high is my assertion error message, which is given to the system, and the system printed it for us. Just like you did before, sum is. So if it is 10, for example, the high, high will not be printed because I is 10 over there at that point of time. It's supposed to be 10. So, but sum is 45, it's not less than. So the sum is 45 is given to the system. This message is given to the system, and system printed it for us. And this one I printed manually ourselves. You understand me? Suppose you disable your assertions, so it won't happen. So that means that code is sleeping. There's a sleeping code. You don't enable it here, so it becomes a sleeping code. Sum is 50, 45. And this validation is not done. It's a kind of program validation. Is it clearly understood, the functionality of it?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Anas. So now I was telling you that you can put this in a try-catch block. So let's enable assertions first. Even if you put in try-catch block, if you don't enable your assertion will not be running. Though assert statement will be ignored. Minus EA. Enable assertions. So now you run it, you got the assertion. So, and this is like, generating an assertion. All right. So I'll take out this one. Okay, I take out this one. I'll put this one here. Okay. So I wrote down the assert statement inside a try block. So if this happens, this will not get executed. So this doesn't happen, this will get executed. If that happens, nothing else will be executed inside the try block. If you write any statement here, okay. So sys out, control space, okay. Hello, I won't be there. If error. If there is an assertion error, it won't be printed. Okay, this won't be printed. If this happens, this won't print. But it comes here and look for the error. And the grandfather is the error. And he'll catch the error. All errors can be caught by the grandfather. Okay. And he says that, okay, get me the message that is actually given to you, the detailed message. And the assertion detected, I'm doing it myself, printing it. If we don't catch the assertion error, then the program terminates. But right now, you received it already. So this becomes a normal code. But you don't really catch it. you don't catch it, then this becomes a code which is, it won't be printed. It will be crashing. Okay. And you can also create your own error if you wish to. Class called error class. So let's go here and try to execute it and try to show you. So it become a normal code. Look at the normal code because assertion, the error was caught. So this one did happen, right? Sum is printed, but this one happened, okay? Which is the sum is 45. Sum is 45. This is a message which is given to the system. And because assertion error happened, this will not be printed. Hello? I will not be printed. If there is an error, will not be printed. If you want to be printing, then this should be true, this should be true, that should be true. Then this will be printed. Right now, it won't be printed. So get the message. Okay, and printing the message, which is assertion error detected. Okay. And if we, I think, yeah, get the message. Okay, assertion error detected, I equal to 10 and sum equal to 45. No, that's the message is this one, no? Assertion error detected is this one. Oh, print the ln e dot get message. Where is this one printed? Is two. This one, okay. If we don't catch the assertion error, so that means these two lines are printed there. And this one is what? Yeah, this is the line, which is the get message. What is the message? Sum is, where is I equal to? This one I gave him. This is what the message we gave him. Sum equal to 45. Sum is 45, not sum equal to 45. Sum is 45. Assertion error detected. 40. Sum equal to 45. What is that? What is it actually executing? Okay, all right. Let me go back again. Try to see it. Sum equal to 45. Ah, that's the first line. And the second line is sum is 45. Yeah. So it happened. This thing happened. No, not that. This thing didn't happen. This thing happened, which is false. That means this won't be printed. So look for the catch. So get message. That is sum is 45. So what is printed? Sum is 45. That's a get message. This is the get message. You understand me?
Yeah.
And assertion error detected. And this one, this is the second line. And then if you don't catch, this is the third line. And everything is normally, so everything is normal now. So we printed. Okay?
Sir?
Yeah.
I just have a question. So when on line 24, when the assertion error happens, that message sum is 45 won't print unless you write the e.get message in line 28?
Yes. Because this is the message which is given. This is the message you're giving to the system. It's like
Okay.
generating your test message. Remember earlier I did show you that in the previous example. Okay, test exception t equals to new test exception. Okay, and then haha or something I gave.
Mm-hmm.
So this message is going to go to the exception handler, right? This is a message. So the message, not handler, the constructor. So the object is this exception, and it is a haha message, right? So now you can in the catch block you can receive the object reference. This reference is a reference. So and that reference will be thrown. So like throw t. So the instruction which you throw t is basically throw t. throwing the reference. When you're throwing the reference, so then you will catch with another reference, you can say catch exception or test exception E or something, you write anything you want. And then in the, here E dot get message. Okay.
Okay.
So E dot get message, whatever you
And
write down.
that's when the haha will print.
Yeah, it will not
Okay.
print unless you actually print it. Sys out print, right? Because this it gets you the
Okay.
message. Haha is getting. You got you the message. Whether you didn't print it, it won't print. So you write down print. Okay. So,
I
but when
understand.
when it is rising the exception, it will print anyway. So when you are rising the exception, it will print, right? So if you leave it like untreated, so it will print.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, welcome. So now it is normal code now. So all this will not happen if it is 50, for example. If I instead of 4, I put 50, it's normal code now. Nothing will get no exception. You understand me? This doesn't get exception. This doesn't get exception. This get executed and nothing happens because it's true. And this is also true. So some won't be given to the system and so on. But this will be printed now. There's no error. So this will be printed. So this nothing will happen. And this will be printed. Okay. So this won't be printed, but this will be printed because nothing happened, no error happened. This will be printed. No problem. See here. Hello. I will not be printed if error, but there's no error, so it will be printed. There's no catch. There's no need for the catch. You see what I mean? Samir. Okay, all right. So let me put the error again. So I'm just running it again. So grandfather is called, is catching everything. It's an error, not an exception. So this guy should not be able to catch. You understand me? So if you look at object, throwable, there are brother and sister here. The error is a brother, exception is a sister. Both of them fight each other. So they should not be catching. So it should be just so crash. So if it doesn't catch, what will happen? Let me show you. Okay. So this is true. It won't raise an exception, error. This is false. It will raise an error. So after the error, nothing else will be executed except a catch. This won't be executed. This doesn't really match. This won't be executed. So this cannot be printed because you did not handle the error. So it will crash. So you'll have sum equal to 45 and nothing else after. You understand me? Hello?
Yes.
So error cannot be caught by exception. But the throwable can catch. Throwable is the grandfather of all of them. Or even object will catch. So if it catches, you are normal again. So it will be normal code. It's a great grandfather, right? Throwable. So it's catch. Even if you put object, will catch too. Object is greatest grandfather. I think it doesn't let you. What is it? Object cannot be thrown. Yeah, thrown. Yeah, it's like because throwable only will be caught. So in catch, it's an improvement. Okay. Throwable. So error is the right way to anyway. All right. Okay. I did not try even throwable. I did not try before. I was not demonstrating. I'll demonstrate even if I didn't try before. I will always try to find. Okay, comes to my mind, I'll tell you, teach you. Because most of the time we don't really do. Teaching is different than really doing things. You understand me? Teaching is different. Doing things is different. When you go to a restaurant, what do? You take your plate and it's a buffet place. Or you have a card. You look at all the things, ingredients and so on. You order whichever you like. You understand me? Yes or no?
Yes.
And when you are looking at the menu, do you know everything in the menu? No, you don't know. Some things you know, some things you don't know. So when you don't know something, we may interest you, and you call that guy and ask him, can you explain me that? And he will explain you. And then you choose whether you to do order or not. And some of the items you don't even ask him to explain. Because by looking at the name itself, probably you don't like. Why? This name is written down an appetizers category, and you don't like to eat appetizers, and you don't even think of ordering anything in that. So many things to do. So, but when you're teaching about a card, you need to explain all the lines, all the lines. Sometimes you don't need to explain certain things. Then you ignore them. But when you're teaching, you should be able to try everything. So teaching is a little different than really writing program in your own way. So again, you go to the industry or something, then you start using the, writing code, and some features probably never try. Okay, some people will write down do while loops more. Some people write for loops. Some people, will, don't like certain things, and they don't really write code for them. So things do happen. All right. So now, okay, assertions, what the assertion is all about, and a try catch block inside the assertion. It is the next slide, which I actually did. These are not the original demo. If you go to the textbook, probably won't have it. I wrote down this. Okay. So you know what? If you are using a command line, okay. So Java C is a command line, command line execution, right? So you're compiling using command line. So minus source assertion demo, you need to execute minus source 1.4. So it will work in that. So then you will be able to get your my EA, right? So it'll be executing. So assertion is a new Java feature. Okay, it is available only in the JDK Java Development Kit 1.4 onwards. So compile the program at least using this. And minus source 1.4 compiler option. Okay, is command line. So Java minus EA, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So when you are running it, okay, you have to run with this option. Java is going to run, Java C is going to compile. This compile. It's a runtime option, not a compile time option. Understand me? So compile time option means it won't compile those lines. That's compile time option. I think it's better to keep compile time option, but this guy did not do it. You can ignore it. So that will make a less code, and you don't need that validation kind of thing. Then why do you want? When there is a problem in debugging time, you can do this, and you can look at the correctness of the program. Okay, but runtime is also better because the efficiency of your program won't go away. Okay. If you want to disable assertions, I think minus the EA, right? Disable, enable assertions. Okay. All right. Okay. Exception handling and assertion handling. Assertion should not replace exception handling. It won't replace. It's up to you to replace. What he's telling you is don't mix them up. Program correctness is actually done by the assertions. and your exception is your exception handling. Okay, all right. You know what? Look at it. Instead of validating it, right? Look at the validating it instead of validating, creating a lot of jargon code. You can put new radius, assert new radius, okay, greater than or equal to 0. If you put that, if an error happens, what will happen? So radius equal to new radius will not get executed. It keeps on going backwards. You see what I mean? Whoever called this function will have to handle this assert, this problem, assertion error. Okay. And I wish there is a, class called, okay, throws, okay, assertion error. Maybe there. Let's try it. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, let's go back again here. I'm going to call a function. Public static. Okay. So void function. If you call this function, right, this is going to really, so that's a function. So it's going to, assert. Okay. Maybe I'll give an integer here. X. If the value of X, okay, is greater than 5, then throw an error. Okay. So what do you want to say? Error happened. Okay. So it's going to throw an error if it's greater than 5. All right. You're calling this here, right? Okay. So if you call that, so that means whoever is calling. So can I put assertion error here? Throws class. Yeah, I can put, see that? This is a class, throws class. So people knows that whoever is calling, without reading the content of the body of this, without reading it, remember I told you that this, how many lines you have in this function? It's only one line, but you may have 1,000 lines or 2,000 lines. It's possible. There are some methods which you write maybe 300 lines, 400 lines, could be 500 lines. Even 100 lines code, going through them and find out where is the assert, what is it doing, is none of your business. Why do you want to read somebody's code and you need to use that code? You do your work, not somebody else's work. Even to see, you don't want to see. So that's why. So put the assert, so throws assertion error, right? Assertion error. Because you're really throwing assertion error. Assertion is grandfather, right? And the error is grandfather. So if you write down error, it is good also. It's okay. If you write down error, that means assertion error, everything below is going to be covered. So then if you want to be more specific, if you write error, the reader is a programmer, and he will want to know, oh, error, oh, what type of error? I want to know. Then he will start reading your code because he wanted to know. If you say assertion error, then he knows what you're throwing. That means he doesn't read your code and then tries to, you're making life easier. So be more specific as much as possible. Sometimes you don't want to be specific. And even the reader probably don't care. Okay, error. Okay, I'll handle it. Okay, assertion error happened. Okay. Error happened. You call this, it's going to throw for sure. Oh, if it's greater than 5, right? Call. If you call this outside the try block, okay, So you won't catch. For example, I'm calling that. Okay. I'm calling with greater than 5. I put 6 in there. The error will happen for sure. And that is not inside a try block. So you are not really handling it. So catch will not really catch anything. So even though you put a try block here, see that here? Error, catch, error, cannot catch because it's not inside a try block. So it's going to crash. So it'll print this for sure. After that, it's going to crash. You already enabled error assertion, right? Oh, very good. Did I? Oh, very good. Am I calling it? It's greater than 5, right? Is it not greater than 5? It's true. Yeah. It's false than it is, right? Isn't it? Less than. It's false. No, my mistake. It's false. It has false. Then only it'll rise. The true doesn't rise. You understand me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. So it didn't catch. But if you put this in the try block, it'll catch. Okay. I think it was throwing other one also throwing exception error, right? So if we put this one here, this won't happen. Why? If this happens first, is it I equal to 10? Yeah. Is I the sum between 45? No. So that means this one will kick in. So if this kicks in, this won't be printed. Okay. So if this kicks in, this won't be done, this won't be done, this won't be done. Will not be done. Okay, we want to get that going here. Put 5, for example, 50. So that doesn't raise an exception. Okay. Error, sorry. So that means this will print. This will create an error. This won't be printing. And he'll catch the error. The grandfather will catch. Okay. And once you catch, everything will become normal. You can put finally too if you want here. Try catch finally. The same way. Same story. You understand me? So assert error happened. So assert. That's what I wrote down there. Assert error happened. All right. Good. So assertions, I think I completed. So I put, where else can I use this assertion, sir? Okay. So look at here. Can your month be more than 12? Or any other value other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 12? No. So the default, I mean, any other value. Do you know switch statement? Did someone teach you switch statement? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So switch is like a computed go-to. It's called computed go-to in Fortran programming language. And usually professionals will pick and say computed go-to. It's compute and go to a particular value based on. So what you have is an expression here. It doesn't need to be just this. It could be an expression. It can be evaluated. And the value of that could be an integer. So, and it could be this, any of them. So any other values will come to the default. The default is optional. Whether you keep it or you don't keep it, really, it's not a mistake. Default is any other value, else kind of thing. If else kind. If the month is 1, so go in sequence 1, 2, 3, like that. So once it matches, okay, then it'll execute that. All matching ones will be executed though. For example, I can write down case 1 colon 2 colon 3 colon. So all they put together the statements. So January, February, March, April, execute the statement for them. You can put multiple, like if, okay, it is 1 or 2 or, if you want to do that, you write like this. It's like or. It's not and, it's got or. It could be one of the values, not all of them. Okay. So, default means else. Else what? You are throwing an error, right? Invalid error, invalid month. You're throwing an error. So if you want to do that, yeah, why not? Okay. So I wrote down this again. I don't know. I put the try catch block inside here. Look at that. Default. You put a try, you're throwing inside the try block. Okay. Inside. If it is a normal case, month is month, right? But when is it going to go there anyway? So if it is not one of them, it'll go there, but month will not be. If it is default, it'll write the error, right? Invalid month. So it'll give you the month. Oh, I'm print. This is the assert. This rises, this won't be executed. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to demonstrate. But why you want to demonstrate, sir? So if it is one of them, you will not come this year. So what is an invalid month? So invalid month, this will never get executed. I think my code is not really good. It's a catch here, so no problem. A catch, assertion error. Okay, after this, no problem. We'll demonstrate this anyway, the functionality. You understand me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take all this line. Printing this one doesn't really make sense. You want to print this one, put this one before, sir. That'll print, no problem. Whatever value is given to you. But anyway, you are printing it, sir. Don't need to do that. Why? Your month is given to the detail. See, look at that. Invalid month is equal to month. So don't put that. That won't be executed. Control Z. So I want to delete only that line, sir. Nothing, everything. Not everything. It's not an incorrect code, but you don't want to write something which will never get executed. Maybe I want to demonstrate that doesn't really get. Okay, I'll leave it like. So it's not a big issue. So that's why I won't really replace your lecture notes on the web page. I'll leave it like. So we came to an end of our, assertion. That's the last slide. Technically, we completed everything that we needed to complete today. I thought, I will finish that exception handling and then go to the assertions and explain assertion. Yeah, we did with the demonstration also, right? So you know what? I can give an assignment on exception handling and assertions if you want. I think you will be overwhelmed. How many courses are you taking?
This session we have 2.
2 of them, right? So you have too much work there at the other course. I can give, whatever I wrote down here, right? I can give like an assignment so that you do it. You can, I don't mind even if you watch what I wrote down here. It's like
Yeah, that'd be
practicing.
nice.
Pardon?
That would be nice. Yeah.
You want another assignment? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yes. Yes.
So we'll give you, if you give one more assignment, we can write together. I'll write about the weekend. So to, based on what I wrote down here. So that means you practice it. Okay. Based on similar code, similar to this one. You're getting good assignments there. So you did, a regular class. The first assignment is making you to create a class. The second assignment is making you do inheritance as well as I did teach you abstract classes also. And I made you understand polymorphism there and created an array of animals, which is based on polymorphism. So created at the, array of objects, created array of objects. And in the third assignment, is a very nice assignment array list you created. Your own linked list. That's a linked list is a very good experience. Okay. And if you want me to write any other functions, let me know. I'll write it.
But,
I will write them anyway.
Teacher, we already have an assignment for the last week of June.
Yeah, for
And then we
sure.
have a midterm, we have an exam, and we have database also project and exams as well.
Yeah, but it's up to you. That's what I'm asking you. You want me to an assignment or no? Elias, I agree with
Well,
you.
yeah, personally, no, because we have a lot on our plate right now.
Okay, all right. No. We can write an assignment, make it optional. That's another way of doing it. That means doesn't carry weight. But
Yeah,
if you
let's
do it, you can probably get a bonus. The bonus is a kind of reward, right? So anyway, if you don't want, I don't really need to write another assignment. If I write an assignment, that would be good actually. But you have to see it
No, but I
yourself.
mean, because we only have 3
So
weeks
okay,
left, right?
all
So-
right, all right. So let me tell you when your midterm exam is. Okay. So let me go to your schedule, and I'm going to tell you when your midterm exam is going to be. All right. Okay. Thank you. I agree with you, Elias. I won't give you an assignment. Okay. If one person says no, then if I feel that that's okay. Okay. I feel Elias is okay, because
Thank you.
3 assignments are really, normally we give 3-4 assignments in a course like this. 3 to 4 maximum. 4 maybe maximum. But I also give 10-15 assignments. Okay, sometimes. Because every class is an assignment. I teach one course, every class is an assignment. Students will actually do the assignment along with me, and they submit by the end of the class.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
May I have a question? What is the quality of the exams? It's like coding or test or something like that. What is it?
Both coding as well as the multiple choice question. Some multiple choice question for our understanding, and one question, I think 1 or 2 questions I'll ask you to code. Your assignment like a Honda Civic, right? Honda Civic, is it Honda Civic thing? Yeah. So like similar to that, one of the assignment kind of thing can be not that too much,
And the exam codings is like the assignment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In this case,
yeah.
In this case, what do you think if we have one more assignment instead of the midterm? I don't know. It's possible or not. It's up to you and the other guys. I don't know. But
I know.
do you know the assignment is very well for us?
1 second.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
I think there's only the final and assignments in the final. I don't think there's a midterm.
There is a midterm in the course. There is a midterm in the course, no? Didn't write a midterm exam.
Well, how many weeks we still have left? Like 3?
Yeah, but doesn't matter. We have enough
Or
class.
maybe
One second. Let me just look at
sorry,
it.
thank you.
No problem. Yeah, please give me. Don't worry about grades and so on. I know I have to do something to control the grades, right? So I'll give you good average for sure. This is a good batch, all of you people are very nice. That's a good batch. So that's the reason why I'm giving you more work actually, and teaching you more enthusiastic. So I didn't do that, remember some of the assignments I wrote down in the class. So last one especially. So linked list is a good example for you. And out of because you people are very good, so that's the reason why I actually wrote that assignment. And I'm thinking of giving these also. If not this one, I can give you another one. In file IO, generics. Yeah, why don't I give generics? So whatever you did in the last assignment, you can put the generics. It's very simple. I can make you do that. If you finish that assignment, by the time I teach generics, I make you do that in the class. So generics. Or I did whatever I did there, right? I can make it generic and demonstrate to you so that you know that how to do it. 1 second, I'm just still looking at the course outline. Okay. Yeah, there is a midterm exam. After teaching the exception handling, I'm supposed to give you the midterm exam. So that means technically, so now later on anytime, right? Anytime after the exception handling is start. So, okay. Vanilla Omnivox. If I go here, right? I need to log in to get in. Okay. Leah. Okay, all right. So, you don't see it yet, right? What I'm showing. Now let me share my screen with you so that you can see. We see it together. So the course outline is posted here, right? See, yeah, okay. The course out is posted here. We said, I think, probably I'll give you final exam without midterm. I think, so since we look at here, there's a midterm exam. After the exception handling is taught, right? After the exception handling is taught, so we do the midterm exam. So the next topic I'm going to teach you about, recursion. Assertions, program correctness, we already taught today. I think I reordered, right? So because of normally I should teach there. Okay, all right. So, but it is also logical, the try catch block I taught you, right? So that's text IO processing. This is a file IO. Generic programming. So by the time you come here, program is already is already completed. This is the additional things I put in here. Abstract classes and interfaces maybe is good. So thread programming, soccer programming. Soccer program I didn't even write here. Thread programming I wrote. But I don't need to teach you again this thread programming because I did teach you thread programming when your operating system course. Maybe I can teach you with Java again if you want, because you are putting you're more knowledgeable about Java now, not then when I was teaching operating systems, but now you are more knowledgeable. So you will understand better for sure. Because I did teach you runnable interface without teaching interfaces. But here I will teach you interfaces with exercises. And then I'll teach you thread programming. That will be much more, understandable. So I think some students were asking enumerations. I put enumerations in the past. It's not in the program. This is a PC1 course. Enumeration is PC1 course. Okay, all right. We are on good track. We are on the good, we are okay. We are on track. Everything is on schedule. We are not behind the schedule. Okay. We are not behind the schedule. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, your midterm is going to be on the 15th of June. Okay, our last lecture class is on the 22nd. You understand me? But you have a lot of classes in between. So you have 16th, there is a class, and then the 19th, there is a class, and then we have a 21st, we have a class, and then the last lecture class is 22nd of the June. You understand me? So because the final exam and the midterm exam are close by each other, I'll give you only one question in the midterm exam for writing program, and then some multiple choice questions. Okay, I can tell you the question so that you don't have too much stress.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, so the midterm exam will be on the 15th of June.
At 15, we have another exam, Professor, for database.
Yeah, during my class. During my class. During the class time. It will be a lot easier for you because I'm going to tell you the question. I know you have to prepare other class, maybe, but this one you don't need much preparation. Okay. I can't really comment. I agree with you, but this is a responsibility of students.
Okay,
So,
one question.
And
So
one
for-
more thing. Please, sorry. Please wait one more minute. And our last lecture class is when is the last lecture class? On the June 22nd. So June 22nd, your final exam. Question, you were saying, Elias,
Yeah, regarding the midterm, you said that it would be multiple choice question plus one code to
Yeah.
write?
Yeah.
And the code would be including everything or?
Including only up to exception handling.
Okay, I see.
And you tell me what you want me to ask.
So that one
coding.
code is gonna incorporate everything that we learned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything you learn up to there. And assertion is not included. Assertions inside your course outline, it is written after your midterm exam. So I won't include the assertion. And exception handling and, inheritance polymorphism and, string builder, like a string class, and then, thinking about objects, classes, those are the things which are included. Maybe I'll ask you very simple inheritance question if you wish. Maybe 2 subclasses and 1 main class, and that's it.
I guess, yeah.
Should be very simple, and then you should be able to write. The objective here is to make you do it, not really like, test you big thing. This is a midterm exam. Professional programmer writes only 10. Professional programmer writes code. How many lines of code will write? He will write 10 lines, 15 lines. That's it. Per day. The entire day, 8 hours of work. Your midterm exam is only 2-3 hours, right? And asking you to write, terrible amount of code, which we do. I teach in the university, right? Miguel Concordia. I feel sorry for myself. No, I'm teaching the course along with another professor. And he will write questions. I will have to write, he asked me to write 2 more questions and so on. So many questions we write. So it's probably unfair to write so much of expectation from the students to write, but it's okay. We all, at the end of the day, students are working very hard and writing code, and they will do good job when they go to the industry, because you won't need to do that much of hard work in programming job. Much easier than you think. Okay. Like I was telling you, sometimes what happens is I can write a function in just in 20 minutes or 10 minutes. The same function, one fine day, maybe it takes me 3 or 4 hours. Because, my mind is not really focusing, or, not really like, it can happen. It can happen. To somebody doesn't understand the logic. Even 3-4 months, you cannot really do. Right? So finally, that focus is very important and so on. So when you go to, a professional area, so you will develop the skill for sure. And there is a lot of time project managers give you. So I always used to complete my work just in 1/10 of the time they give me, or sometime like a 1/4 of the time, or 1/2 of the time. You know why? The allowance I keep always, because sometimes it may not really work. Like I was telling you, like what I can do in 10 minutes, maybe it takes me 3 hours. So like that. Okay. Anyway, like a June 15th is the exam, and the last exam is June 22nd. Okay. All right. So,
All right.
and we have a TKFP, right? So let's do the TKFP enrollment. And do you remember your codes? TKFP. Do you remember the code you have? TKFP. No, TKFP. Do you? You
Is that
forgot
for
the
now?
I can do the TKFP now and
I
let you
remember
go
my
home.
login and password. Oh, are we gonna do it now?
No, I'm not going to give a TKFP exam now. I'm not giving a TKFP exam, but the
Okay.
midterm exam will be your TKFP exam.
Yeah, I have my user and login.
Yeah,
already.
you want me to add them now? And then we leave after? Because we have 15-minute time, right? No? Or we do it in the next class and you want to go?
We could do it in the next class.
Okay, all right. So
I
remind
agree.
me though. Remind me. We'll do it in the next class. Today I'll leave you early. Okay? Good. Enjoy your day. And
Enjoy
that's
your
it.
weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice
You
weekend,
too.
sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a
Thank you,
nice
sir.
weekend. And
Thank
then,
you.
we will do, so 15th and the 21st, 22nd are the exam. Very good. We decided upon. So there will be no classes on those days. So on the 15th, there will be no class. You do your exam on the TKP and your program. And that's it. I'll leave you do on your own.
Thank you,
Okay,
Professor.
good.
See you. Bye.
I won't hold you and so on. Okay. And you write your code, right? All right. I'm closing it.